I'm Claudia Catania, and you're listening to Playing on Air. You are about to hear the world premiere of Bird by Rachel Bonds, the first of Playing on Air's Wordsmith Duo commissions underwritten by the Axe-Houghton Foundation. Bird is directed by Adrienne Campbell-Holt and features Tony winner Julie White, known for TV's Grace Under Fire. She plays M, a middle-aged mother and underground musician. Julie is joined by Erin Wilhelmi of Broadway's To Kill a Mockingbird and The Crucible. Erin plays Joan, M's well-read teenage daughter. And now, Bird. It's 2030. We see the backyard and deck of a somewhat shabby rental house in the D.C. area, not quite in the heart of the city, but not in the suburbs either, the outskirts. Joan, 16, sits outside on the deck in the harsh cold of the early morning.
I can see you trying to sneak in.
Oh, Jesus. Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Waiting for you.
I told you it was going to be a late one.
It's almost 7 a.m.
Oh, Jesus. Was it really?
Yep.
Well, sorry, babe. Where's your coat?
My coat?
Yeah, your coat, your jacket, whatever. It's cold as hell out here.
Where's your coat?
Oh, God, I know. I think I left it in the taxi. Or it's probably in Jane's back seat.
The taxi?
Or something. I'm pretty sure it's in Jane's car.
Why were you in a taxi?
Because we took a taxi from the show to meet up with some friends.
Why didn't Jane drive you?
Because Jane was high.
And so were you?
Bird.
Were you?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't.
That was stupid, Mother. You don't know who was driving that taxi.
It was fine. I made sure it was. I had him pick us up blocks away. He didn't see anything.
And what, you just left Jane's car somewhere?
Yeah, we left it in a neighborhood over from the club.
The bunker.
The club?
You know what it is, Mother.
It's an underground club.
And a bunker.
Yes, sure, I guess so.
Okay.
Seriously, Bird, it's cold as hell out here. Can we go inside, please?
I'm fine.
Well, I'm freaking freezing. So can I go inside?
Do what you want.
Thank you. You're really going to stay out here?
Yeah, I like the cold. It's numbing.
Oh, okay. Well, really? You're staying out here?
Yes, I'm fine. Go inside.
What are you reading?
Go inside.
I'm good for a couple of minutes. What are you reading?
Nothing.
What is it?
It's nothing.
What is it? What is it?
Nothing. No, stop.
Oh,
Stop
Joni
it.
Bird, let me see.
Mother, stop.
Birdie! Is
Oh,
it corn or
please
something?
don't call me that. It's so diminutive.
What are you reading, Joan?
Why do you care?
Because I breastfed you for 2 years and wiped your ass for 4, and I'm interested in your life.
Matilda.
Matilda? Oh, the girl with the powers.
Yes.
She has the evil parents.
Yeah.
Except all the adults are evil, though. Am I remembering this right?
Not Miss Honey.
Yes, right. Miss Honey. She's the little bespectacled waify thing.
She's not a waif.
No?
Not how you're thinking of a waif. She's not like some heroin chic person.
How in the world do you know about heroin chic?
Because I downloaded all of 1990s social history to my Google chip.
Oh my God, why?
I don't know. Because.
Why?
Because I wanted to. I don't know. Never mind. Why
I
are
could
we
just
talking
play you
about
some
this?
of my old CDs, and that could pretty much
Never
cover
mind.
it.
Never mind.
Or you should just watch all those dumb shows where all the friends live in fancy-ass apartments and all sleep
I was
with
trying to
each
understand
other.
something about what happened when you were my age.
What don't you feel you understand?
I don't know.
I've told you everything that happened to me. What don't you feel you understand?
I don't know.
Bird?
Don't call me that.
Okay. Joan?
What?
I'm sorry I'm back so late. You had the gun, right?
Yes.
And you put Duchess outside, right?
Yes. She stood guard. I let her in when the sun came up. How was the show?
Was good. Yeah, it was good. Crowd got a little out of hand. Jane went crazy nuts and broke one of her drums, but it felt like we were really humming, you know?
Yeah.
And I played that new song.
How was that?
So good, I think. Yeah.
What?
No, nothing. Just...
What?
There was a small scare in the middle of it.
What happened?
It's okay. It was a false alarm.
What happened?
Just this... JB saw the same car circle the block a few times, so she threw up a red flag, so we had to stop in the middle of the set for a while.
But
Turned out to be nothing. Just some lost tourist looking for their Airbnb.
How do you know?
How do I know what?
That's who they were.
Because JB sent one of her crew to check it out.
Okay.
I'm fine, Joni.
It scared you, though.
Sure, yeah, sure. I mean, it makes me want to scream bloody murder whenever I think about this. That we can't even sing a freaking song without it being considered a threat by this fascist nightmare of a government. But that's why I try not to think about it too much. Can we go inside, please? I'll make coffee.
No thanks.
Do you know that I begged my mother to let me drink coffee? Begged her with like every ounce of charisma I had. I tried to convince that woman to let me drink coffee, and she said no. Every time. She said it would make me short. And here you are just casting it off like it's nothing.
I don't like the way it makes me feel.
Alive? Listen, coffee is one of the very few real pleasures left to us in this life, Joni.
Well, I guess I'm not into pleasure.
Don't say that.
Maybe I'm not.
I hope that's not
Not
true.
like you are, anyway.
You're being a little snake, aren't you? What is happening? Why are you out here reading kids' books?
I love this book. You loved this book.
I know I did. I just
felt like reading it.
Why?
Because. You know, there was a raid on U Street 2 weeks ago.
Who told you that?
Leah.
Ugh, Leah, you need new friends.
Her sister was there.
Oh, no, was she?
She and her friends hid in a crawl space underneath the stage.
Christ,
she's okay.
Jesus, God. Well, thank God.
But they got a bunch of people.
Thank God. I know, I heard.
So...
Baby, I know. I know it's dangerous. But if I don't play, and I don't somehow keep working, keep making something, then I don't know. I don't know how to keep living.
Yeah. I went out last night, too.
You did?
Yeah.
You did?
Don't act like it's not that surprising.
I mean, Joni, it is a little surprising, I think we can admit. It is, Bird. I'm sorry.
Oh, never mind.
No. Tell me. You went out. Tell me.
No, never mind.
No, please. Tell me. Tell me. What?
Nothing. I let stupid Leah take me to an underground party.
Where?
This girl Maggie's place.
Maggie.
You don't know her. I mean, I only know her a little. She was in my Algebra 2 class. She's nice.
Were her parents there?
They both work for the movement, so they're gone a lot. Her aunt was there, apparently. I guess, but I didn't see her.
Okay. So, what did you...
Leah dragged me. She has this thing for Brandy James, and Brandy James is best friends with Maggie, so she wanted to go and didn't want to go alone, so she begged me until I said I'd go with her, which is why I went.
Okay.
So I went. And of course, Leah immediately took some pills someone was handing out and then pretty much abandoned me right away to go stalk Brandy, and I was just by myself, like in this random corner of one of Maggie's parents' fancy-ass bunkers, just like standing there while everyone goes crazy around me, which was horrible and embarrassing. So then I just started wandering around, like, I don't know, trying to pretend to be doing something until Leah was ready to go. So I wandered around, and I guess I wandered into her parents' bomb shelter bedroom.
Okay.
So I don't know why I did this, but I just got in their bed and I pulled the covers over my head because I just wanted it all to be over with, I guess. But their sheets were so nice, and they were like so heavy and thick and cool, and they just pressed down on me, and I was just lying under all the blankets, and I guess I fell asleep.
Oh, Joni, no.
So then I woke up, and this guy was...
Oh, God,
This guy was there with me, and it took me a minute, but I recognized him from school. I see him sometimes in the hallway. He kind of keeps to himself. Like, I don't usually see him with people, you know? Like, I don't know if he has friends or anything, and he wears the same clothes a lot. Like, he's not one of the rich kids.
Baby, what did he...
He was sitting on the side of the bed, and he said, "Sorry, I'm hiding." And I said, "From what?" And he said, "From everyone else." And I said, "Me too." And he said, "Sorry to be weird." And I said, "That's okay." And then I stabbed him in his shoulder with my knife.
Oh, Bird.
And he was bleeding. Like, there was blood all over really nice sheets and just everywhere. And he was crying, making this noise. And I just ran. I just left him there and ran back through the tunnel the way I came and up the ladder and outside. And then I just ran. Like, I just ran down the street. I didn't know where I was even going. I just was running until I eventually saw a gas station. So I ran in there because I just wanted to be in the bright lights, and I called you.
Oh, babe, no, I'm so sorry.
Over and over, but you didn't pick up.
My phone was in my jacket.
So eventually I just walked in the cold because I left my coat at Maggie's.
Joni, I'm so sorry.
Which was totally dangerous, but I didn't know what else to do. It's just... his face was so sweet, you know? Like, he was just as freaked out as I was being at that dumb party, and I hurt him so bad, Mama. I think I hurt him really bad.
You did the right thing.
I don't know. I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Listen to me, Joni, listen. You did the right thing.
He was just hiding like I was.
You don't know.
He was nice. He was just
nice.
No, and
men are not just nice, Bird. They want something from you. They will take everything from you.
I'm just so tired of being afraid. I'm so tired of taping that knife to my shin to go to school and watching my back on every street and looking at everyone like they're trying to take something from me. It's making me sick.
I know, but...
it's making me so sick.
But it is the only way you're going to survive.
I don't think I believe that anymore. I think I have to find another way, Mom.
Then I'm afraid for you.
I'm afraid for you, too. I know you got hurt really bad back then, and no one helped you, and I'm really sorry that happened. I'm so sorry. Do you remember how many times you read this book?
God.
I think 6 times.
I was gonna say 10. I feel like that was all you wanted to read that year.
I liked how you read it.
You did?
Yes. And I loved being in your bed. You had that red blanket that was so soft.
Mm.
You had that lamp with the bunny on it.
With the rabbit, God. That horrible lamp. Yeah. There were some nights in the winter, especially when we were still in that place on Humboldt, when I swear the only sound in the whole house was the page turning.
Yeah.
And you breathing.
Yeah.
That was a good year. Right?
Yeah. We should go inside. It's freezing out here.
Okay.
You just heard Bird by Rachel Bonds, directed by Adrienne Campbell-Holt, with Julie White as M and Erin Wilhelmi as Joan. Thank you all for being here. This play opens up with a role reversal of the standard mother-daughter scenario. Joan the daughter's the cautious one waiting up worried, and M, the wild mother, sneaking in from an illegal underground rock show. Rachel Bonds, our playwright, do you see that switch as a very specific to these two, or a general shift that you've imagined for 2030, that children have become more guarded out of necessity?
Both, I guess. I mean, I think it's specific to these characters. I like the role reversal. I thought that would be fun to play for the actors, but also it feels so specific to, particularly for M being a musician, someone who's very strong-willed, and she's kind of punk rock and has had a kind of difficult past and is sort of wearing this sort of emotional armor. So it is very specific to those characters, but I also think that there is so much anxiety in the world right now. I mean, I'm thinking about this constantly as I'm raising a young person. It makes me really sad just to think about the kind of armor he will put on just to go to school that I didn't feel I had to when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. So I do think the play probably came out of the unconscious feeling I have just thinking about what are teenagers going to be doing. I mean, they are already doing it, but what kind of anxiety they live with every day, and the kind of cautiousness that you feel and the fear that you live with. It's just so much more
There's
extreme
nothing more
now.
terrifying than becoming a parent.
Yep.
It's like, I remember when my daughter was born, I sort of thought, oh, I never knew what fear was.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like it's interesting because you're at an anxiety producing point in your life.
Exactly. I know.
But I mean, I think it's so interesting that you've tapped into something that feels like a somewhat sci-fi. Like when I was reading it, it's such a fun mystery to try and figure out what is the world? What is the world they live in?
Yeah.
Or is it the character's M's own paranoia has created this defensive world where, it's like, is it a figment of her imagination or is it the truth?
I think it is both, though. I think the world, I mean, in my mind, when I was writing, the world is not so far removed from our world right now, but definitely darker, more violent, a little more extreme. But I also think the world that Joan has grown up in has been shaped by her very paranoid, damaged mother.
Yeah.
Who had a trauma in her life that no one really helped her sort through. And it's become that they live with this sort of undercurrent of fear.
Yeah.
Do you imagine the world of Bird, as Julie just said, as a kind of sci-fi dystopia, or a reasonable extension of where the world seems to be heading?
I think it's a possibility of where the world could head. I hope with all hope that it won't. I actually don't think it will. Maybe I'm naive, but...
No, you're not.
But
you're hopeful.
I don't, even just from the midterm elections, I just felt like such a wave of women getting into positions of power, and just the entire group of us liberals getting off the couch and doing something. That's hopeful to me.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that repression, as you write in your play, the secret bunkers and the cab-driving spies and the knives and the guns and the attack dogs, do you think that kind of repression spawns violence more than it does the sort of passivity that it's intended to engender?
Gosh, I think it could. I mean, I think when you feel angry, you can feel violent. I mean, I feel it. I get waves of rage when I think about just the things that are happening right now. And I recognize it in myself how that could shift somehow. I mean, I feel like I'm maybe not capable of it, but then I don't know, like if I were protecting my kid and it could happen.
Julie, what do you think playing music gives to M that compels her to take such enormous risk performing in her band in underground clubs?
I think it makes her a fighter. I think when you said that about, like, capable of violence,
Yeah.
that's her violent protest. That is her active protest, it seems like, to create. And she says that she's got to do it. It also makes her so likable.
I know.
You know what I mean? If she was just huddled up and boarded up the windows and loaded all the guns and kept her child locked up, I mean, she's out there creating in the world and participating and
presumably
in her world.
Giving something to people who need it.
Yeah.
Right? Because there is an audience.
Right.
People want art. They want to consume art.
Yeah.
I know. I think they're missing that.
Right. Erin, why do you think Rachel chose Matilda by Roald Dahl as the particular book and read to her and that you as Joan returned to?
Well, I think it's cheating because she told me, but she said, you said that it's a woman with power, or a young girl with power, or powers over other people, a woman that needs control, that has some sort of control. And since there's none of that in her real world, it's an escape, and it's a self-soothing thing to hold on to, that kind of story.
Rachel, do you remember something particular that motivated you to write about this?
So this is a co-commission with David Auburn, and he's writing a sort of sister play or brother play to mine. So we're trying to write these plays that are somehow in conversation with each other. And we met and we thought, well, it would be fun to share a character. And we decided that I would write a play that was set in the future, and he would write a play with the same character from before.
It's the same character than the mother when she was young?
Yes. So I think in David's play...
because she's not young anymore.
M will be... Maybe it will be a play with her and her mother. We talked a lot about mother-daughter plays.
Oh, yeah, about that coffee situation.
Yeah. So I was... The initial spark did come from this idea of M. I think just the idea of having a mother who maybe needed some parenting from her own kid. That idea kind of sparked the play for me.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up this commission because today is essentially a world premiere of your play,
That's so
which
cool.
was commissioned by Playing on Air with support from the Axe-Houghton Foundation. And I would be curious to know how you and Dave came up with this. The point of a duo is that each short play can stand alone, but that together they're a real pair.
Yes. We met and we talked mostly in vague terms. We were like, what could we share? What could we share? Should we share an object? Should we share a setting? And then we both decided, like, let's share a character, and we'll get to see two very different sides of that person. And I was like, I'll write the future one. Because that frightens me. I never write anything that's post-apocalyptic or sci-fi. Usually, though, I think most of my plays have a sort of quiet undercurrent of dread in them. I would say that's true of most of my plays. But I thought, well, let me try this challenge of writing something set in the future, which I've never done. I actually haven't read Dave's yet. I don't know where he is in this process, but we will. He's behind. Let it go on the record.
How much did you discuss with him the character of M?
Very little.
Okay.
I said, I'm going to take a stab at this first because I happen to have time in my schedule. So I was like, I'm going to write my draft and I'm going to send it to you, and then you will base your play off of mine.
Oh, okay.
But we had decided we would share one we decided I would write the mother. And then in his version, she would be the daughter.
Got it.
Well, thank you for creating this wonderful play.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Oh, thank you guys.
I look forward to its companion piece.
Me too. Dave.
Dave. And to the future of the Wordsmith Duos.
Me too.
It's a cool idea. I'm so
It's a
glad
really
you're
cool
doing
idea.
it. It's
Oh, it's so
really
cool.
neat.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure.
You've been listening to Playing on Air, Great American Short Plays with Great American Actors. Associate producer, Michelle O'Brien. Literary manager, Bonnie Antosh. Literary assistant, Aditya Pratama. Marketing and communications manager, Shelley Horwitz. Theme and play music, Tom Cochan. Recording and sound design, John Kilgore. Audio editing, Julia Melfi. Playing on Air is distributed by PRX, Public Radio Exchange. For Playing on Air, I'm your host, Claudia Catania. Thanks for listening.